desperate money making, a kinky romance blossoms, and high security detail. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome, AfterBuzzers. We are covering all things season 1, episode 3 and 4. We're doing a downward spiral of Crystal and fam finding a purpose in this suburban outreach thing and unearthing the dark side of pyramid schemes. Okay, we also got news about companies that actually inspired the shows and a special segment, of course, and our predictions. But before we get into it, first, my name is Tatiana, and I am brand new to this panel, so hello. We, of course, are missing Jackie Nova. Jackie! Where are you? We miss you. We love you, Jackie. We know you'd be here if you could. And, of course, my co-host, Tara Erickson.
We got it. We're here. We're together, and we're talking TV.
Yes. So excited. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I always make sure to ask.
This is great.
Good.
I'm doing fairly well. I'm going to switch it from good to fairly well.
That's good.
You know what I mean? Like a regular day, but
Sure.
Now I'm here, so it's like better.
Awesome.
You know?
Well, I'm glad you're here,
Yeah.
obviously, and then I won't be alone. So, jumping into these 2 episodes, 3 and 4,
Yeah.
what did you think? What was your first initial impression?
Okay. I loved all the metaphors that were happening. There's a lot of metaphors that happened throughout these 2 episodes, and I especially loved some editing that had popped up, I think in 3, oh no, it was in 4, where it actually did make me feel how I feel when I get sick, and Crystal Stubbs was getting sick in the episode, and I love the way that they edited it. I was like, that's super cool.
You were there with her.
Yes, I was there with her. I was like, I feel it. I've never had parvo, but I think she might have parvo, and now we're in it together, because that's what a good that's what a good TV show will do, is put you in their shoes.
Yes, definitely. I loved these 2 episodes. I feel like it definitely took more of a darker turn now, as opposed to just a comedy before. Now it's, of course, the guy did get eaten by a crocodile in the last 2 seasons, so that is kind of dark.
Right.
I'm skipping over that.
Yeah.
But I think it's heading into a darker region.
Oh, for sure.
Which I'm super excited about. But let's talk about this suburban outreach. Okay, I really want to talk about Ernie and this suburban outreach that he's doing. Now I'm going to smash these 2 episodes into one.
Okay.
But I feel like he's stuck in this really depressing state. He's got his son who is obviously, he thinks that he's found masturbation, right? And he has to talk to him about it, but that's not it. He just wants to dance. Yeah. His son just wants to dance, but that's affecting him, and then he's still dealing with this death, and he doesn't know how to deal with it, obviously, because he keeps going to this pool and
doing zoomy gloomies,
swimming at night and shrieking into the night. But now he's on the track. He's on the fam track. Yeah. And I have mixed feelings. I feel like it's horrible that he's on it, because it's so innocent.
Yeah.
He is.
He's adorable. He's the guy that says if you're not doing something good for other people, then you're not really living. Right. That was a trying moment when that came up, when he said, when I was in that pool, he's like, I just felt like I was surrounded by love and family. And that was the first moment that I think he truly felt like he was having fun with his son, regardless of everything else around him. And that was the point that pushed him to want to join fam, because he felt like he was part of a family.
Is that what point you think he did it? When he was like, I gotta do it.
Yeah. When he was in the pool and he jumped in with his son, and then he talks to Crystal outside the house and says, when I was in the pool, that's what I felt, and that's what I feel like I need in my life right now. So I want fam. And so it was really Crystal's pool class in getting everyone together that sold a lot of people on fam, but especially Ernie.
Yeah. I thought it also had to do with when his boss, Stan, asked him to do the suburban outreach, and how horrible that was, because morally, he loves the people that he works with, or the patrons that come to the pool. And so, I just thought that was an all-time low for him. And he was just so depressed. But do you think it's horrible of Crystal, because obviously this is a sham, right? And she's trying to get him into it, and he's into it kind of blindly. So do you think she's a horrible person for not, because I thought they had this really nice friendship, but I don't see it anymore.
Well, they're like family, right? And she did a really good job, Kristen Dunst, in regards to when they're outside her house and he does have that conversation I just mentioned of, you can see it in her face of like, crap. Okay, he actually wants to now, and now that she kind of has had enough people, she didn't desperately need Ernie anymore, a little bit, after she found out she needed to be a Washington to speak to Garbeau, yada yada. But before that, she didn't really need Ernie, and then at that moment, like he wanted it, and you could read in her face. I thought she did a really good job of being like, oh crap, but yeah, we'll get you set up, Ernie. You know, and I could see, like, deep down, she was like, S-H-I-T.
Yes. Yeah. I felt like it was a dagger. But it's good. I mean, I hope Ernie's fulfillment of family is, you know, I hope that happens.
Right. I hope he's like a Cody. Like he turns into a Cody. Cody's just sitting around playing indoor golf. I mean, Cody's the worst, but you get what I mean.
Like super psychotic in a way. I have a newfound, I don't know if I want him to be a Cody, okay?
Money-wise. Money-wise Cody. You want him to have Cody money, not be a Cody personality.
Right, right. But he did find his niche, you know. He wasn't able to talk to anybody. Everybody kind of already heard of it. But he totally found his group of people to sell. Now he has all these people signed up under him. So he's killing the game.
Yeah, and he found them all from church, which is a little bit where I'm like, what? Oh, you stole all these people from church, Ernie?
Some could say it was an answer to prayer. Right? Because he was praying.
I think it was, to me, slap a label on it that fam only works on very, very desperate people who are very desperately in need. Sadly, that's who all the people were in church. And they were all the ones who signed up. And it was just another like, yeah, you're not going to be able to sell fam to smart people. Right. And not to say that they aren't smart, but they are far away removed from a language that is their own. They can't communicate with a lot of people. Ernie was the first person who stepped up and was like, I'm going to listen to you. Right. And Ernie is a trustworthy guy. I mean, I might buy some fam from him.
Totally.
You know?
Totally. He's like a teddy bear. So I would totally trust him. Yeah. Speaking of family, can you tell us about the family here at AfterBuzz TV?
Oh, yes, you guys. We are the ESPN of TV talk. We're so happy to be here. I love AfterBuzz the most because I get to sit here and talk about TV and movie with people who are obsessed with TVs and movies like I am. Like, I spend too much time, probably not, just enough time watching all the stuff that's out there. So, guys, please make sure that you like us. So, like this video right now if you're watching. Join the live chat. We try to check in there. Leave comments. Give us 5 stars on iTunes so that people will keep us on the air for a long time to come, because we know we're probably going to have another season of this and we still want to be covering it. So send us lots of love and hugs and we'll send you all the stuff back, and we'll be here to cover the stuff you love always here on AfterBuzz TV.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. I want to go into how Crystal is really desperate for money. Honestly desperate for money. But I also think that she is desperate to get out of fam. Completely desperate. So she is kind of catapulted into working for fam and this whole pyramid scheme because she got that stupid guy, totally forgot his name, who called her in for poaching the alligators. Yes.
They called him
Buzz.
Yes.
So Buzz did that, and so she basically leveraged her house to pay for this fine, and now she's just, you know, butt deep in all of this debt, and so she's living, you know, in a closet at her work. And I feel like she's writing this whole speech to present at this rally, basically saying how fam is horrible and it's done all this stuff to her and it's ruined her life and it killed her husband and all this kind of stuff. But she starts delivering the speech and she flips it and directs all the focus to her aerobics class, her aquatic aerobics class. And I feel like she had like a moment of clarity as to what she was actually going for, because I truly think that she's trying to get out of this pyramid scheme. She just keeps getting sucked back in. What do you think?
I would agree. I think there was 2 turning points within these few episodes of, like, number one, she did not know that her husband pulled out a second mortgage on their house, and she has a child for fam. Number 2, he was buying more and more fam stuff, stocking it in his old math grade teacher's house, and it filled up the entire backyard, meaning thousands of dollars of fam products. And I think that she's smart enough to figure out that if I get out of this, I still have thousands of dollars worth of things that I don't really want, nor can I fully use up. So I think at the end of that, when that flip did happen, and she was like, I'm going to make this work for myself, she had a way to sell it and a lot of fan products to give back.
Just tons, tons and tons. I'm really happy that she flipped it. But then when that turned out to be a success, when she did flip it and she had so many people come to her aerobics class, then it kind of turned on to Roger Penland, who now is tracking her, who is like the Secret Service detail. He's insane, and he walks around barefoot, which I was like, well, who is this guy? Where did he come from?
Yeah.
He's so creepy. So he starts totally tailing her, and I think that just goes to show how much damage that she could actually do to the company. Not just the fact that she was not following their rules and turning it into something where she could actually profit without selling fan products, but now she's like a threat to the company.
Yeah. Totally. 100%. I mean, when you go into a thing and you say, my life didn't die in an alligator swamp, I killed them alligators, shot them right in the head, and there's a reporter's there, and she's like, I pulled myself up by alligator bootstraps. And you're just like, wow, she's gone off the end of like, I need to win my life back under any means possible.
Yes.
It's the Garbo system is treated like a god. In a sense, there was another really great editing moment in between Cody writing a letter to Obi Garbo II and Ernie praying at the church at the same time. It was interspliced into cutting of saying, Dear Garbo II, and then Dear Heavenly Father. And they were both talking in terms of like, he was writing a letter, he's talking to God of like, Ernie's like, how can I help people? Help me, yada yada. And Cody's
he's being like super nice about it, like a genuine person.
Yes. And they're building it up where it's like, yeah, Garbo and the system is built like they are your God. So, you know, you got to climb up to that top to get closer to Jesus. Garby Jesus.
So now she's actually is getting closer because of Ernie selling all of those. Now she reaches Washington with the help of Cody. I mean, with Cody, of course. But now she's like, we're going to merge. So here's this romance. Dare I say a romance? Because I don't really know. I don't know if there's a spark. I know there's one on his end, but as far as her, I don't know if she's like, she's using him, obviously. Okay, that's apparent. But other than that, are they going to become like Carol and Carol? Like, man. God forbid they become like Carol and Carol.
Right.
Okay? But it would be perfect if they did.
I agree. I feel like because she's been through so much trauma, to lose her husband who's eaten by an alligator, it was a turning point. She kills the alligator and she's like, I'm out for myself to win my life back now. I feel like because she earned a moment to where she could take over Cody and basically put him in a closet and then succeed in still making him happy and being like, I learned from the best. I think she felt really invigorated in that moment when she made that flip and she said to Cody, like, and then he was just like, it's a millionaire in waiting.
He was in awe
of her. And I think when you've been through that much trauma and your life is just like, it kind of sucks real bad, like Crystal Stubbs does, that any of those little moments that like deep down you're like, that's gross, don't do that. But like Crystal Stubbs is like, I've torn up an alligator. You know what I mean? She's past the point of being like good and being like, I love life, because right now life sucks. Right. And I think it may only get further into like deep darkness.
Do you think she actually has any feeling for him? I understand, like, she definitely has the power, like that feeling going on, which is totally invigorating. Okay, I get that part. But as far as for Cody,
there was one moment that I wrote down in episode 2 where I was like, Cody is kind of sweet because he did say, I'll give you $600 to take off your braces. And I was like, Cody's kind of redeeming himself. There was a weird moment when she slapped him in the face the second time. She slapped him first and then she slapped him again. And I think she realized he liked it and then she also liked it. I have a feeling that because Cody can turn into her bitch, that I don't know, the feelings are not like she loves him, but I feel like she might grow to just like love having him around as her like just person she can use. I don't know how to describe it. He's like a blow-up doll, but can talk and walk and knows the Garbo system for her. It's terrible, but like I don't know how else to describe it.
I would have to agree with you. It's a weird connection that they have. It's a weird connection that they have. I foresee it. I mean, I'll get that into that predictions, but it's something that we had to talk about because I just feel like it's going to be really interesting. But once she gets to go to Paradise Cove and actually talk with Obi, do you think that she's going to make him change his mind as far as letting her basically out of it? And then hopefully she can continue to live her life doing aqua aerobics. Now, I know that's not like her dream job, but it's what she has in front of her that is not fam.
Yeah, I think because she started to follow the protocol within episode 4, and like he's like, you're following the rules or whatever, that she's signing up people their way, that it's kind of like a tit for tat. I feel like Garbeau would reward her in some way. I don't know though. I'm like, do they really want to spend a lot of episodes on her going back to aerobics class? Because I feel like those cuts in her teaching class was very much building up of just like a foundation to the story of like, it's rough, this is what she's doing, she's turning it around. So maybe now it might be like she's turning it around to be like the top fam and it's going to bring all these other guys around, like even Cody's upline, that guy with his wife that wear matching tracksuits.
Carol and Carol.
Carol.
That's,
you know
Carol,
what I mean? And Crystal Stubbs is going to be like, get down, Carol, get down, Cody, I'm coming up. I don't know.
She's going to become a god in Central Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, there's a title. Dang, there it is. Mm-hmm. So along with this whole becoming a god, right, there is sacrifices. So if she does make it that far, if she does go up there, I'm positive that she's going to unearth this like total dark side to fam that we have going on. And we've seen a snippet of it when we were introduced to Judd Waltrip, who is played by John Earl Jelks, who's awesome and he's fantastic and somewhat creepy, I thought, in this. But I feel like it's bringing on a whole new level because he's desperately looking for his family, and he even takes the like ginormous step to make the sign and go on TV saying like, "Where's my family?" Like that was the whole thing, because I don't know if they were killed. I don't know if they were taken away. I don't know if they were brainwashed. Like, we have no idea what's happened to his family, but of course it's because of fam. And he finds Crystal and he warns her like, hey, if you're actually getting as deep as you are into this, then, you know, watch out for your kid. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. I mean, they blew up his boat, killed his bird with that, and he can't find his wife. He's lost everything that's good in his life.
And his son, I think.
Yeah. One little rebellion against fam, and now he's lost his way of life, his boat, and like his animal. That's where he lived. And you're like, wow, okay, so this is a powerful systemic corporation.
Right. It makes me wonder if, because he said that he was like the highest that you could go, you know, the highest that you could be. So it makes me wonder if he was exposed to everything that was going on in there. Maybe he would turn into like a whistleblower of some sort, you know.
Yeah. Once you get too far, can't go back.
Right.
You cannot get out. They will come after you.
And it also kind of plays into, you know, whether Crystal's husband died, whether Travis died or not, the same thing would have happened between them, because she was getting ready to leave him in the very beginning, but then he died. So either way, fam won.
God. Not at the end of this, though. Fam's gonna die via Crystal Stubbs' hands for sure.
Wait and find out. Or maybe she'll be like the biggest,
biggest
advocate for you guys. I don't know. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and march into our special segment.
Ooh.
So exciting. Tara, would you
I've got it. It's Florida memes that definitely have a pyramid scheme theme. Okay, so just want to show you this picture for those of you who are just listening. It's a picture of a guy who says, "Friend I haven't seen in years." He had his hand behind his back that says pyramid scheme that he's holding, and then it just says "me" against a wall, which I think that this sums up pyramid scheme so much. Of like, you see it on Facebook all of the time, at least I do, of people you have not seen in years who are like, "Hey, want to like buy this Arbonne thing for me? I'm having a thing in my house. My code is this." And you're like, "No." And they're like, "I'll give you 10 items and you sell them to all your friends. And this is how I'm making money living at home." And you're like, "No, this is terrible." So, you know, as I'll always say, if you or your loved one have lost introduced someone to a pyramid scheme, we're here to help in some way by giving you this meme for today. You can share that just on your Twitter and Instagram and Facebook so that people see it and they're like, ha, not me, not today, not getting into a pyramid scheme. Florida meme. That's it. That's all I got for a special segment today. I hope you giggled and enjoyed it. And I hope you don't join a pyramid scheme this week. I'll give you more info next week about how also not to get into a pyramid scheme. There we have it.
Fantastic.
Boom.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Have you ever been victim to a pyramid scheme?
Oh.
Or thought of like became so close?
Yeah, my friend has.
Yeah.
Yes, she actually went to the big gala downtown LA and bought a lot of Arbonne stuff. That's a kind of a pyramid scheme a little bit, whatever. It happened. She bought a lot of it and then didn't sell any of it. And this has been 5 years. She still has shake mix in her pantry. And I'm like, can I get some Arbonne stuff? Because you're not ever going to sell all of what you bought. I have never been a victim to a pyramid scheme.
Good.
Hallelujah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you. Have you?
No, I've come really close where like I sat down and had the conversation with my husband. Like, I really think this is a good idea. And he was like, what are you doing? Wake up.
So your husband saved you.
My husband saved me. Yeah, he saved me.
Because what did you want to get? Like, what was the thing that sold you? Because there's always something in everybody's brain that they're like, that she has a mansion and a white Cadillac.
It wasn't the things. Honestly, it was the flexibility to work from home. Mm-hmm. And that, because I have kids. And so it was that. It was the flexibility. Look, you can set your own hours, you know, get the American dream by sitting with your kids, you know, like it's just totally appealed to me. And I thought maybe, you know, and it always, like we were saying before, it always has to do with health, right? Makeup or home supplies.
Or a shake that's going to make you glow from the inside out.
Right. Like,
it never works.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Just get a spray bottle, just as you walk, spray. And I tell you, anybody you run into, they're going to say, you're glowing.
Just make yourself an Aperol spritz.
There you go. Boom, baby, boom. Or a whiskey on the rocks. You'll feel a lot better.
There it is. We could start a pyramid scheme. So now we'll get into news. This is some fun things. TV news. We got news. So I want to talk about an article that came out in Rolling Stone on becoming a god in Central Florida. And it's the real life companies that actually inspired the show's pyramid scheme. And of course, Amway was like the biggest one that came out. They were actually the creators of the show, Robert Rook and Matt Lutsky, told Pop Sugar they actually intended to write a show about a cult before realizing that multi-level marketing and cults had a lot in common, and hence they came with this. And they actually attributed a lot of FAM's aspects to Amway, which is a multi-level marketing company that started in the 60s, I believe, and they started selling beauty products and home goods. It was founded by entrepreneurs Jay Van Andel and Richard DeVos in 1959, and it basically established these MLMs in the United States, promising that people could have the American dream. And they actually were brought into trial for scamming a bunch of people, and they were found that they weren't guilty, obviously, but they were guilty of deceptive marketing practices, but it didn't have anything. They didn't do anything illegal, so they didn't have to do anything. They were just basically like, fix your marketing. Right?
I'll tell you right now, if they would have shown them the picture that we're showing people on YouTube with the 80s backdrop, standing around holding a globe, I would be like, guilty.
No.
Just no. Also no.
No.
And no.
No. What is it? Yeah.
Just no.
But in 2010, they reached like a settlement, so it didn't even like go to court or anything. They basically reached a settlement, and they agreed to pay $34 million in cash and provide $22 million worth of products as part of a settlement, alleging that the company misled recruits into believing they could earn more than they actually could. But to this day, it's not a thing that's shut down. They actually just made $8.8 billion in sales last year.
Wow.
So they're still like completely thriving. And of course, you know, they say other marketing schemes like Herbalife. They mentioned Herbalife, and they also mentioned, what was the other thing that they mentioned? It was doTERRA, LuLaRoe, Roden and Field, and that they basically, they thrive on social media and they target stay-at-home moms.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, I do subscribe to doTERRA oil, but I buy it online. I do not go to anyone's home and buy from their little box and get a story about why I should buy it. I just think it smells better.
I mean, it does smell really good.
It does smell great. It's a great oil.
I don't buy from anybody. I buy online, but I have like at least 4 friends that are part of the doTERRA.
Oh my God! Do you buy from? They know.
I don't. Yeah, no. Sorry. Don't.
Yeah.
I'm watching. I'm sorry.
It's already live, honey. They know now.
I don't buy for them, but yeah.
If it was
popular.
Way cheaper, I would buy from somebody. I'd be like, great. If you're gonna sell it to me for like $20 or this is $35, I would do it. But that's not how life works.
But it's like you have to buy the package, and then you also have to buy the thing that you put it in to make your house smell good, and then you gotta buy the rollers, and then you gotta buy this other package because you don't have the right roller. Like this is just ongoing.
It's a whole thing.
They suck you in.
Yeah.
So based off of Amway, the takeaways are based off of Amway, right? It's based off of real thing. And another thing I forgot to mention, Amway had motivational tapes that they would sell.
Oh my God!
So
to listen,
those are real.
I'm gonna try to find a clip for. I'm gonna try to find an Amway clip of a tape.
Yes,
guys, we'll
be
try that.
Hilarious. It's gonna be it'll be great.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great
for next week. I'm gonna try to get you some deep down Amway tape live feed
Sunday.
Yeah,
holding you to it. All right, let's go into our predictions.
Okay.
Amazing predictions.
Ooh, wow. Did I write any down? Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
I know there's a lot. There's a lot to cover.
One quote that I did write down where I'm like, in the absence of order, there's chaos. And there was chaos before, but now Crystal's kind of coming around to the order. And I feel like Ernie... oh man, he might really rise, and it's going to be really sad to see, but I feel like the show is capable of they want to make you feel stuff. That Ernie, he has always just said, I'm happy. He loves his family, and he's just like, I'm happy the way that I am. And now that he's into fame, and he's learned how to be a closer. So now he has a raised self-esteem, and he's like, I'm a closer, and look how many people I've gotten. These people like me. We're going to see a deeper, darker side to Ernie when there might be a downfall, and I feel like that's going to be really sad to see. And I feel like him and Crystal might come to a head-to-head. Which would be sad because his wife takes care of her little baby. And I feel like we might get a sexy scene with Crystal and Cody, like an actual, because I'm telling you, the end of season 4 is literally the one thing. As soon as she started talking in the beginning of this episode, she was like, what did you think? My brain immediately went to that scene where I was like, how can I not just think about that? That I think we're going to get some stuff with Crystal and Cody. Some spicy, weird, tie him up in a closet stuff. So there's my thing.
That's exciting. That made me excited. I actually want to watch it based off of your predictions. I think that Crystal and Cody are gonna have something going on. I think it's gonna be this weird version of Carol and Carol. Like I really do think so. Carol and Carol are already super weird.
Super weird.
So weird. So I just think it's gonna be like Carol and Carol on crack, basically.
Yeah.
I also think that Judd is not crazy, and he's totally right about fam. And I'm hoping that this is where the show will take like an even darker turn into like what exactly goes on behind the scenes and what everything that Garbo has done. And I definitely think that, I don't know, I feel like there's some weird tension between Ernie and Crystal, like sexual tension. And I don't know what it is.
Okay.
So I feel like she's gonna mess him up. Like I totally think that this is gonna be his downward spiral, and I think she's gonna have something to do with it on that end, because there's something there, and I felt it from the first episode. Mm-hmm. So something is gonna happen. She's gonna be a part of it. Yeah, that's what I think. I think she's just gonna mess everything up.
Yeah. I like it. There's also like a quote in here where they say, not everyone can be their own boss, Ernie. Like his friends tell him that. And that is a huge line to think about of like, yeah, man, like not all of us can be our own boss. That's not how life works. And I feel like Ernie is really going to learn that the hard way. And his heart has always been in the right place. And fam, I think may ruin him like it did Judd Waltrip.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope we see more of him too.
Yeah, I think we will. I feel like his story's really going to grow with Myrta's Minute, because Myrta, I really like her segments. I think she's great. I think she's going to actually she throws it off, but that's a little bit of, what do you call it? Like some bird seed? That's not the right phrase. It's just, they planted the seed that she's going to interview and then shoves it off, but she's going to actually get to it. And I think there's going to be a big news story that's going to blow up in all of their faces via Myrta's Minute.
Go Myrta.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she's trying to get ready for 60 seconds.
Fix that drug addiction in the meantime.
Mm-hmm. I hope so.
We're rooting for you, Myrta.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We had so much fun talking about all of this and the pyramid schemes and all the tidbits that we have. And in case you want to keep up with us,
yes,
everybody can find you.
You guys can find me, YouTube first under Tara Erickson, TARAERICKSON, and all over the rest of the internet.
And you can find me on all social media platforms at Tatiana Marisa. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you later.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.